Hello again. I am both giving the 2-minute warning if you'd like to refresh your glass or use the washroom. I am also asking if there's any table in the room that has not yet been photographed. Please raise your hand. Our photographer has been excellent. You got everyone. Well done. Applause to our photographer. Oh, no, over here? Sorry, I can't see a thing up here. There's one. Okay, we'll catch those folks up. And also, while we are at it, if we wouldn't mind just giving a round of applause to the staff at the Arden Park for their exceptional service. And the chef. Thank you, Rob Ritz. Also, the kitchen team, who we do not see, but were responsible for our delicious meal this evening.
Make me crazy, possibly. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Possibly. And I hope you are having the time of your life. That's my only advice. Come on now, who do you think you are? Ha ha, bless your soul. You really think you're in control? I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Like me, I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy, just like me. My hero's at the heart to lose her life out on a limb, and all I remember is thinking, I want to be like them. Ever since I was little, it looked like fun. And it's no coincidence I've come. And I can die.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. It's the annual Pine River Turtle Race, brought to you by the Rotary Club of St. Clair. What a spectacle we have for you today, folks. Over 4,000 racing turtles lined up and ready to make splash-story. Let's go behind the scenes on how this incredible competition came together. All summer long, dedicated Rotarians and local businesses have served as official adoption centers, giving everyone in our community the chance to stake their claim on these champion racers. Each turtle bears a unique number corresponding to tickets sold throughout the region. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The turtles are loaded into the starting bin, the crowd is on the edge of their seats, and at the signal from our MC, they're off! Look at them go, folks. The competitors are streaming into the Pine River, making their determined dash toward the finish line. Listen to that crowd roar as they cheer on their adopted speedsters. Down at the finish line, our precision crew is working with lightning efficiency, capturing the forerunners in our specially designed turtle trap. The tension is unbearable as we await the results. And the winner is your community. Every single dollar raised today flows right back into St. Clair, powering Rotary projects that make a lasting impact on all our lives. Events like this are legendary across Rotary districts nationwide and are gaining traction in our own district, as other clubs like the Rotary Club of Clifford adopt ducks as well. Whether it's ducks or turtles taking the plunge, these races bring communities together while generating substantial funds for local causes. The high visibility and pure adrenaline of these races make them an unbeatable way to engage the public and support meaningful projects. So thank you to everyone who adopted a turtle, volunteered their time, or cheered from the shoreline today. This is Howard Moselle saying we'll see you next year for another heart-pounding Pine River Turtle Race. Back to you in the studio.
So we had a lot of meaningful conversations before our dinner. We had some fellowship at dinner, and hopefully this video has helped you understand that we're about to turn the page and have some fun as Rotarians as well. We are privileged this evening to have a guest with us, Brittle Star, who is a Stratford native, also known as Stuart Reynolds, mostly to his mother when he's in big trouble. But Brittle Star is an international sensation. He is a comedian who uses his talents to tackle very difficult and complicated subjects, making them very relatable. He uses intelligence and humor to talk to us in ways that really impact people. He has over 650 million followers across his various social media channels. And he has made time to be with us tonight. So without further ado, I give you Brittle Star.
Hey, neighbor. Oh, hi, America. Folks, friends, forget-me-nots.
This year, families can forget for.
Thank you for joining. I have a message from the Government of Canada. Hi. Here at whatever airline you've chosen to fly economy on, your comfort is incidental. Stuart Reynolds, better known as Brittle Star.
I know Stuart Reynolds and I know Brittle Star.
The Atom Project's an amazing film. It's really, really enjoyable, and it's packed with the action and adventure and the wisecracking comedy that we've come to expect from your work. It's also surprising, though, myself and my wife Shannon were watching it, and really emotional parts, as mentioned in the film as well, which we weren't expecting, which reduced both myself and Shannon to puddles. And I just want to ask you the question, do you enjoy making old people cry? Hi. When you think lavish and swanky, think the Holiday Inn Sudbury. Looking for the perfect getaway? Why not drive almost 5 hours northwest of Toronto and book our new lavish and swanky package? It's just a regular room, but with twice as many Keurig coffee pods. That's right. No one is stuck with decaf this trip. Lavish. It also includes 2 toilet rolls at the same time. Swanky. The Holiday Inn Sudbury. It's lavishly swanky.
What are you talking about?
Let's keep going.
Come on, pick up. Oh, hi, our internet seems to be down. Today we're going to do a quick trivia question here with Gordon Ramsay. It's going to be amazing. We're going to find out what his knowledge is about Canada and Canadian trivia.
Do you need a pee? Are you okay?
I was doing your thing.
Oh, that was me. No,
Let's take a look at your weather across Canada. In Halifax, we have a high of 16 degrees today. Moving across to Toronto, almost the same, 17 degrees, partly cloudy conditions. In Calgary, it is end times. We do not know the sins they have committed, but God is punishing them.
You changed your hair. You look totally different. Like really good. Like really good. What? Here in Canada, we have a reputation of being polite. Now, we're far from perfect, but most of us up here in the Great White North are keen to do what we can to make things better. And making things better usually starts with saying you're sorry when you've done something wrong. And us Canadians are pretty good at saying sorry. So, America, we are so sorry about Ted Cruz.
You don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Thank you for joining. As you are aware, U.S. President Donald Trump has imposed a 10% tariff on all exported goods from our sovereign, windswept homeland, the Heard and McDonald Islands.
Ahoy! It's the Carpathia. We've come to rescue you. Where'd they come from? We'll throw down life preservers. Grab on and we'll lift you to safety. Bit convenient, don't you think? The Titanic sinks and they just show up? I don't trust them. What's for dinner? What? What are you serving for dinner? I think tonight's roast beef. Is it an open bar? What? Don't be so elusive. He asked if it's an open bar. You know, all we can drink. I'm gonna need a stiff drink. It's cold here in the ocean. No, it's not an open bar, but you're going to drown. You need to get on board now. Nah. We're gonna see how this plays out. Yeah, I mean, what happens if the Carpathia sinks? We'll get another ship to rescue us. Oh, there it is. A never-ending line of ships that we have to get on. Pathetic. Don't you think? Jack? Jack?
Okay.
Done. Hey, neighbor. Oh, hi, America. What's with the decorations? It's Canada Day. We're having a little get-together. Canada Day? Yeah, kind of like July 4th for you guys. Yeah, but we do July 4th because we got lots of stuff to celebrate. We got Eagles and freedom and KFC. What do you have to celebrate? Did you just say, what do we have to celebrate? Yeah, universal healthcare. So if you break your leg, you can still afford a snack while you wait in the ER. The metric system. But to be fair, everybody else has that except you. Maternity leave, because we think if a woman carries around another human for 9 months, she might need some time off. Poutine. French fries, gravy, cheese curds. If angels owned food trucks, they'd make poutine. Bagged milk. It's more environmentally friendly, plus it feels like you're holding a cold, wet baby. So you... And beer. Actual beer. Not yellow water, beer. And lots of it. Butter tarts. If you put sex and gold into a blender, you get a butter tart. Of course, hockey. We did it first, we still do it best. But American teams win the Stanley Cup. American teams, Canadian players. Oh, and to your KFC point, Colonel Sanders lived in Canada, so we made it even better by pronouncing it KFC. It's true, he lived in Canada from 1965 to 1980. Yeah, that is weird, but it's true. But you know what we don't have? What? Pennies, because they're stupid pocket weights. Y'all do have some stuff to celebrate, I guess. Yeah. Sorry.
Toilet, second door on your left.
Thanks.
Nightmare.
That seemed like a bit, but it wasn't a bit. I was just not very strong. I couldn't get it. Hi, how's everyone doing? Good? Everyone's fed? The food was good? Let's hear it for the staff here. Look at that. You know what I couldn't do? That. I could not hang onto a tray that big. Are you putting more stuff on our tray? Oh, the pressure's on. Yeah, don't bail. I would just bail if I were you as well. My name's Stuart Reynolds, better known as Brittlestar, and I'm auditioning for Stratford's least celebrated hometown celebrity. To be fair, I mean, Stratford has Justin Bieber, Lloyd Robertson, Ron Sexsmith, Lorena McKennitt, Com Fiore, Cynthia Dale, Peter Mansbridge, kind of. For a small town, there's a lot of competition, so I understand there's a battle ahead of me, I understand. But I was born and raised in Stratford. Anyone else born and raised in Stratford here? Well, if they turn on us Stratfordites, we're screwed because there's not enough of us. As I said, I was born and raised in Stratford. I live here currently, and I do, as anyone who's born and raised in a small town has to stipulate, I was born and raised here, but I did move away. Then I chose to come back because it's a fantastic town. It's an amazing city if you've got a chance to look around. I hope you get a chance while you're visiting here for the conference to look around the town because it is a really weird town. Its main industry is make-believe, which is the festival theater is the main industry, which is crazy. I like looking at Google Maps, and you look in it's this little city, and you zoom out slowly, and it's just surrounded by farmland, and you zoom back in, you think, wow, this little oasis of pretending in the middle. Our main industry used to be trains, now it's dressing up and acting out stories. And I think that's kind of cool. I think that's kind of great. There is, as well, if you had a chance to look around, there's the Walk of Fame stars. Have you seen the Walk of Fame stars? Like Justin Bieber has one outside the Avon Theater where he used to busk. William Shatner's nearby. Christopher Plummer's just around the corner. Lloyd Robertson's outside where the CJCS radio station used to be. You might have known there's one missing. That's right. I think the people have spoken. If anyone here is from the city, might be high time for me to get a star on the damn cement. Yeah, there we go. Are there any Americans here? Put your hands up if you're American. It's okay, you're safe. This is a safe space. American, any Americans over here? Some Americans over here? That's great. Welcome to Canada. Welcome to Canada. And I hope you get across the border when you're going back home. If you may end up in El Salvador. We'll see what happens. I find it funny with the whole U.S. border thing, because I love going to America. My youngest son's girlfriend is from New York. We tried to talk her out of it, but it doesn't matter. He's with his girlfriend now. And he spends a lot of time in the States. I've spent a lot of time in the States. I love going to the States, but I think it's always weird with the border, when you're crossing the border as a Canadian. Because when you cross the border as a Canadian, like when you come into Canada as a Canadian, if you're lucky, usually you'll get the border guard seeing you at Pearson Airport saying, "Welcome home," when he checks your passport. That feels nice. As opposed to going to the US as a Canadian, the border guard's a bit more like, "Why do you want in my home?" I remember driving to across the border at Sarnia and into Port Huron in Michigan, and it was early in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning. There was no other cars around, very, very quiet. The light was green, and I saw this hand come out of the booth, the kiosk, like this, and so I drove forward. I said, "Good morning." And the border guard said to me, "What does this mean in your country?" And I said, "Hey, That wasn't the answer he wanted, and a cavity search ensued. I find going to the US as a Canadian is a lot like going to Disney World. It's just like going to Disney World for me, because it's huge, it's larger than life, it's colorful. There's lots of fun stuff to do, lots of thrilling rides and experiences. There's lots of different foods. It's super fun. I love going to Disney World. It's really great. But as I'm going through security at Disney World, and my backpack's being checked by that octogenarian guy who's in shorts, looking for bottles of water or whatever he's looking for, he looks me in the eye and he knows he will see me again in 8 hours. I will not be talking to my family, and I'll be making my way to the first monorail to get the hell out of there. That's kind of America to me. It's amazing. It's a fantastic place. As a Canadian, I don't need to stay there. I want to go spend some money, have a good time, and then come back home and talk about it. That's it. But have fun in Canada, is what I'm trying to say. And of course, I wasn't going to say anything about Trump. I didn't want to feel out of place here with Trump, but I mean, I think all I can say, I'll say one nice thing about Trump, is that he's physically fit and sound, which is nice, which is really great. Someone clap for that? 6'3" and 224 pounds. 6'3", 224 pounds, which I believe is the equivalent of one property brother. And it's always hard to tell the three of them apart, isn't it? Drew, Jonathan, Donald. I didn't know you guys are triplets. It's great to be here at the Arden Park Hotel. I know that sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not. I do enjoy coming here. It's a really great spot. You know, as you saw in the video, I've worked with celebrities, lots of different celebrities, Ryan Reynolds, Gordon Ramsay, the Property Brothers, all that kind of stuff. Lots of fun things. I've been invited to the White House by the Obamas, just to clarify. I've been invited to the Prime Minister's office. I've gone all around the world. I've just been so lucky and so fortunate, and I feel like I've accomplished so much in the past sort of 12 years, and yet here I am on a Friday night at the Arden Park Hotel in the Kraler Room. I did it! Yes! Feels good, feels good. Of course, the Kraler factory is long gone now. That doesn't stop people from Stratford from using it as part of their directions. Well, what you do is you come in on 7 and 8 and you turn right at the old Kraler factory. It means nothing. For the people who are visiting town, if you get directions from a local, they might also use the direction for the new fire hall. Listen, you just head out past you got to get to the Rotary Complex. You just head out past the new fire hall. That's where you go. The new fire hall was built in 1979. You know when color television came into Canada? 1978. But that's a small town thing, which I like. I was thinking tonight, you know, my parents used to drive me past this place when it was the Kraler factory. And I'd just be a little kid in the back seat of a big Pontiac, just driving by. And I remember pointing out the window and saying to my mom and dad, "One day, Mommy and Daddy?" And they said, "Yes, son. One day that's going to be a Best Western." That was the only clairvoyance I've ever had in my life. No more future fortune telling at all. I have to admit something to you guys. I'm familiar with the Rotary Club. I understand what the Rotary Club is, but I wasn't really familiar with what Rotarian is, like what being a Rotarian is, what it involves, what the main purpose is, what the goals are. So I did some reading, and of course I saw here as well. Like, this is clean drinking water, better education, making life better for people, just making life better, which is a good thing. And I went on the site and I saw service. Amazing. Service to your community, your society, to the world is an amazing and admirable thing. Fellowship. Also amazing. So important. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Do not tell the border guards that when you go back. That's DEI. That's still okay here. I don't know if it's okay in the States. But I was thinking about Rotarians and what it means to be a Rotarian, and I thought, well, it's a bunch of people who will get together for a common purpose. It's basically a cult for regular people. I think that's nice. I think that's really sweet. You've got a secret handshake? Who said that? You're out now. You can't be in the Rotary Club anymore. You just blurt that kind of secret out.
I didn't show you the handshake.
That's true, but now I know, and I'll be testing. I'll be shaking. I'm going to... All right, well, fine. If that woman serves you Kool-Aid later, don't take it. She's taking the cult thing too far. When I was asked to do this little thing, keynote-ish thing, I asked, I said I'd be honored, absolutely honored to do it. And I said, what's the theme? Like, what am I aiming for with this talk? Because if you're familiar with what I do, and if you're not, you can find out pretty easily that I try to infuse some meaning into what I'm saying and my messaging, my videos, my essays, my books, and all that kind of stuff. I try to infuse a little bit of meaning. So I asked, like, what's the theme? And Catherine Hahn, is Catherine here? Oh, there she is. I couldn't see her there. I've got my reading glasses on, that's why. Not my people glasses. Yeah. And Catherine said, yes, it's peaceful horizons through adaptive action. And I said, yeah. And I took in every word. And I thought about every word. Peaceful horizons through adaptive action. I said to Catherine, what the hell are you talking about? I thought she was recommending a podcast or some new yoga move. We're going to move from downward dog into peaceful horizons through adaptive action. Or like one of those YouTube videos that are 10 hours long that help you go to sleep. Peaceful horizons through adaptive action. So then I contacted Catherine again. And I said, oh my God, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Please tell me. So she did. She explained, and I think I understood. So basically, my understanding of this peaceful horizons through adaptive action is that we live in a big, beautiful world, an amazingly big, beautiful world. And it just so happens that right now, at this moment in history, it's a huge, stinky dumpster fire. And I get that. It's like people are angry all the time. People aren't communicating with each other. People aren't listening to each other. And I understand this. And it made sense to me. It's like we've made every opinion important, so it's hard to tell which ones are actually important and which ones are actually urgent. It's like seeing a lost cat sign somewhere downtown and looking at the lost cat sign and then grabbing the first person going, my cat's safe at home. People just want to argue. They just want to fight all the time. So I understood it. But here's my thesis statement for my talk. You didn't think I was going to have a thesis statement, did you? Here's my thesis statement. I should really be using the slides at this point, but that doesn't matter. They're not that good. It's okay. Here's my thesis statement. The world is full of idiots. Right? Yeah, you see people are clapping. I don't know if you're clapping because you're like, yeah, I'm an idiot. That's right. Here it is. This is the very important thesis statement. The world is full of idiots. And that's a problem. But we're all idiots, and that should bring us together. Problem number one with the world. That's right, we're going to fix the world tonight. Problem number one, we're all different. We're allowed to be different. We don't have to do the same things. Technology has made that way easier. We don't have to do the same things at all. I can listen to, if you go to my living room, it's like the 1980s music never stopped. It's like that decade is still happening in my living room right now. Siri, play 80s, hits of the 80s. Easy to do. Everyone's in a silo. Everyone's in these silos of they like this thing and nothing else, and they don't know what the people next to them like. There's very few shared experiences. I'll give you an example as well of that. We were at a social media conference a few years ago, and my youngest son, we were backstage, my youngest son was really excited to meet this one particular young woman who was there. It's a kid, just a girl. Kid, about 16, roughly. And I was like, well, let's go talk to her. He said, okay, all right. So we went over and we talked to her, and he was all excited. And I sort of stood back. I'm a nice dad. I want him to seem kind of cool. So he's talking to this girl, and he asked for a picture. They get a picture taken. He's very excited. We walk away. He's still thrilled. I was like, who was that? And he's like, well, that was Charlie D'Amelio. And I went, I don't know who that is. And he said, she has 157 million followers on TikTok. And amazingly, I had no idea this woman at all. I had no idea who she was. We're in that silo. Even more amazingly, she had no idea who I was. That's how bad things are. Of course, you know, we were told diversity is a good thing, difference is a good thing, and usually you would say, yeah, okay, I understand, that's a good thing. You celebrate diversity, I get that, that's a really good thing. However, that whole thing falls flat when you're deciding what to watch on Netflix as a family. When you try to do that, when you try to decide on all the different things that are available on Netflix as a family, you're left with, what? 2 hours of scrolling, quiet resentment, and you end up watching a documentary about otters because it's the only thing that no one actively hated. We're all different, and that's a problem. Second problem. Problem number 2, if you will. We're all idiots. All of us. We do stupid stuff all the time. We can't get things right, we make mistakes. We're so dumb as a species that despite knowing that the world is full of idiots, we said, you know what we need? Social media. As someone who owes his life to social media, I will freely admit that it is a terrible, terrible idea. Because here's what social media is. Social media is the equivalent of going to see your favorite artist in concert. You show up at the arena. There's 20,000 other fans there for this one artist. And every single fan has a microphone at the exact same volume as the person on stage, and you can't hear anything. And only 10 know the words. It's just chaos and cacophony. And it made me think, the world is a little fractured right now. It's a little broken. It's a little in pieces. Which reminded me when I fell off a cliff. True story, I fell off a cliff. 70 feet. 70 feet I fell off a cliff. That's not even a joke, that's true. I'm getting to that. Hate to ruin the spoiler. The whole line of it. I was at the top of a cliff, and it wasn't like I fell like a couple of feet. It was full 70 feet. I had the full like Wile E. Coyote moment of like being suspended air going, oh, this is unfortunate. Then dropping like an anvil. But I had been up and down this cliff face numerous times. And I thought all you had to do is you had to go down sideways. Just zigzag your way down, hanging on to plants, you'd be fine. I lost my footing about 10 feet down. And a smart person, someone who isn't an idiot, would be like, fall into the cliff, readjust, get your balance, steady yourself, continue on, have an amazing day. Me, as an idiot, thought, no, I'll just run down the rest of the cliff. I took 3 huge steps and then blacked out. Apparently, I bounced twice. Luckily, I landed on my face. And you'll be pleased to know I did survive. Yeah, I did, though, however, I required plastic surgery, which is also true. I put plastic surgery from above my left eye down to my lip. A lot of you are probably going, well, obviously, because no one's that good looking naturally. Well spotted. But as I lay at the bottom of this cliff, in pieces, like a unassembled IKEA cabinet, just bits everywhere, flat packed, waiting for the ambulance, I thought, this is horrible. But thinking back to it now, it's like the way that the world is now. We're waiting for someone to come rescue us, and we waited for the media, we waited for common sense, we waited for all this stuff to come and save us. Just like I waited for the ambulance to come. And eventually it did come. But it got stuck in the mud. Kind of like media, common sense, all that kind of stuff. Didn't quite work. They had to call a second ambulance to get me out. The good news is I was the front page story in the small town it happened in, so Drunk, no, not drunk, not drunk. I wasn't drunk. Bruised but alive. Drunk earlier or later in the day, probably. But there's solutions. As we're lying at the bottom of this cliff, there's our solutions for us. So solution number one, you want to remember the problems. We'll recap the problems. We're all different. We're all idiots. Here's solution number one to fixing the world. We're all different. That's a good thing. The fact that we're all different is a very good thing. No one goes on vacation or holiday going, God, I hope this Airbnb is just like my house. It'd be so amazing. I hope they have the same restaurants as I have in my city. Everybody wants difference. You want variety. Diversity is important. It's very important, and it's very desired. Even as a parent, I remember learning the lesson that we're all different. I remember being at the cottage, our family's cottage, and looking over my son. My eldest son was about 6 months old at the time. Just a little baby. And I looked over, and I saw he was having a nap. Just lying down, completely sound asleep, lying down on my father-in-law's chest. And I thought to myself, ew, I wouldn't do that. That's gross. Of all the places to nap, I wouldn't pick my father-in-law's chest. Then I went, oh wait, he's different from me. He's not the same person as me. That's okay. He's allowed, it's his grandpa. He's allowed to do that. It's not just some dude. It's fine. Here's solution number two. We're all idiots. See? Idiocy is unifying. When people see that you're a bit of an idiot and they know that they're a bit of an idiot too, they feel sympathy towards you. They feel empathy towards you. They feel more connected to you. They feel like you're a real human, like you're a real person. And when people share stories about idiotic, stupid things they've done, you like them better. Let's test that theory right now with my story. When I was 26 years old, I lived in Scotland, and I worked for Virgin Records. And I was very happy to work at Virgin Records. It was very cool. I wanted to be seen as a cool guy, a cool Canadian, especially being from Canada. I thought to myself, I hope they think I'm cool. One day there was a work get-together, a staff get-together, a work due, right after work. And I thought, oh, God, okay, this is the first big event I'm going with all these people that I work with. They're all roughly my age. I want to seem as cool as possible to them. Okay, so how can I be really, really cool? I know what I'll do. I won't eat any food today whatsoever. And I'll drink nothing but single malt whiskeys the entire night. Some of you here have done that too, haven't you? So off I went to the work due, the staff get-together. Having a great time. Yes, I'll have another Glen Morangi, please. There's a Glenfiddich, absolutely. Having an amazing time. The thing about single malt whiskey with me is that I do not feel drunk whatsoever. I feel I'm in complete control of everything. I am neither of those things. But the night goes on without event. Pretty good. And I head to the last train home. Like, that was a great night. I pulled it off. Everyone thinks I'm basically James Bond. It's amazing. Get on the train. I'm on one car. There's nobody essentially there there's nobody there except for myself and one lovely man by himself who's sitting with, I kid you not, packed sandwiches and a suitcase, old style one, that you sit on the floor beside you. Sitting by himself, heading out for a lovely weekend in a seaside town, just to get away from the horrors of the big city. I thought, this is fine. I had a good night. About 10 minutes into the journey, the train lurches to the left, then to the right. And my stomach was not interested in following either one of those movements at all. It was roughly about then that the whiskey made a break for freedom. I'm glad most of you are done eating. Most of you. The ones that aren't, just keep it down as best you can. And I noticed a garbage can about 6.5 feet away from me with a tiny opening. And I scanned my memory to think, am I a precision barfer? Can I direct my vomit 6.5 feet midair into a garbage can from here, wipe the corners of my mouth, turn and smile at the man and pretend like nothing happened? Turns out, no, I couldn't. It was like an exorcism. No chunks again, just a caramel river of regret. That's it. I had had no food whatsoever. Thankfully, then, the train started to go up an incline. And my river of bad decisions followed the path of least resistance down the aisle and into the seat for four, where the lovely man was going for a seaside trip was sitting. And he preemptively lifted up his suitcase off the floor and onto the chair and put his feet up on the seat in front of him as it pooled beneath him. I was mortified. What an absolute idiot. I thank God no one else is here to see this. Oh no, here comes the train conductor. He's ready, he's watched the whole thing. And he's looking at me with these eyes, he's just looking at me. I'm thinking, oh, okay, I just gotta get out of here, I gotta get home. I'll never see this guy again. It's fine, don't worry about it. The very next day, I'm going on the commuter train back to work, and this guy's been reassigned to the morning train. I saw him every single morning I lived in the UK after that. And he looked at me with eyes that said, I know what you did. I know what you drank, specifically. And honestly, I respect the commitment to failure. A fellow idiot doing their best. So that's kind of my point. See, you probably think better of me now, don't you? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. It's fine. Don't offer me whiskey either. But my point is that you share these stories and you realize, gosh, you know what? Maybe I've got one of those types of stories. Maybe not exactly like that. Maybe not as bad as that. But there's stories. And I think that storytelling and story listening, specifically and more importantly, is going to build peace. A question I often get asked is, how did I get to where I am now? How did I get started? Because I have a pretty amazing job. I get to wake up in the morning and I get to create things and make fun of things and just have fun. And that's pretty lucky. So people are like, how do you get here? And I'll tell you, I used to have a web development and hosting company from 1998 to 2009. In 2006, December 21st at 1:32 p.m., we were hacked. It's stuck in my mind. And about 2,000 of our clients were wiped out entirely. We lost pretty much everything. We had 11 employees at the time, one of which was my mom. If you've ever had to fire your mother, it's not a high point. No one ever looks down, the look on her face, no one ever looks down at their baby, a brand new baby, going, God, you're just so cute, you're so adorable. You're gonna fire me one day, aren't you? Nobody thinks that. It was horrible, it was terrible. And I was really depressed, and I was really down for a long time, to the point where I even remember vividly stopping at the traffic lights down at the corner in front of the festival square, just by Patso and stuff, stopping at the lights there and thinking to myself, I don't think I can remember the last time I laughed out loud. That's probably not good. So I decided to make a point of trying to laugh, try to have fun again. And my youngest son pointed at this app called Vine to me, which was 6.5-second looping videos. I feel there's enough of a gully here in demographics that no one will know what Vine is whatsoever. You're either too old or too young. That's my guess. Anyone remember Vine at all? Oh, God, people clapped. So I turned it on Vine and I messed around. And of course, we had no money whatsoever. We had the notice on the door of our house one day. It was the whole bit. It was really, really terrible. And I thought to myself, I was 43 at the time. And I thought to myself, I cannot, with my wife, we've got so many money problems. My wife is a secretary at the schools. out there trying to make sure we have food. The kids are at school. We're trying to keep them happy, keep them as normal, as adjusted as possible. I cannot, as a fully grown man, stay home and make videos on my phone. I can't do that on my own. That's just ridiculous. So I recruited the help of my 12-inch plastic Chewbacca doll that I've had since I was a kid. And Chewie and I would get into adventures. We'd post little videos, stupid little videos, telling little stories about my day, little stories about stuff that was happening. And people started liking them to the point where I'd go down to Bentley's, our local pub, and I'd go down to Bentley's and Breen Jr. behind the bar would be like, I love the new Chewie video. When's the next one coming out? And I'd be like, this is cool. I feel happier, and I'm making people happy. This is pretty great. This is all just a part of like storytelling, which is amazing. So sharing my story has led me to meeting wonderful people, visiting amazing places, and appreciating what I have. And look at me now at the Arden Park Hotel. Proving that things don't always work out, but still, it's been a good run. I'm just kidding, this is great. But my point is, as I finish up here, we're all idiots, especially that guy over there. And knowing that builds peace. And look, I may not be Shakespeare or Justin Bieber or even Lloyd Robertson on a slow news day, who has magnificent hair, by the way. Lloyd has fabulous hair. I once sat next to him in the makeup room at CTV News Channel, and I watched this woman. This is an aside. This isn't written down. I don't know why I'm thinking of this. And it's stuck in my mind. And he was sitting down, and we had this chat about Stratford, the Cooper Building. It was amazing. And everyone around us was like, who the hell are these people? Why are they talking? What the hell is the Cooper Building? And Lloyd's getting his hair done, and the woman was pulling his hair back. And I swear to God, it was like 18 inches long. Fabulous. Guy knows how to do it. I love it. I'm so jealous. As I was saying, sorry. Look, I'm no Shakespeare. I'm no Justin Bieber. I'm no Lloyd Robertson on a slow news day. But I've barfed on a train. I've fallen off a cliff. I fired my mom. And somehow turned it into a career that helps make people happy and brings them together. So there's hope for everyone. And if that's not worth a star on the Stratford Walk of Fame, I mean, just tell me what I need to do. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Still on? Thank you so much, Brittle Star, for being with us this evening. We have, as a token of your adventure at the Arden Park, thank you for joining us here, a lovely box of chocolates and a scotch glass, conveniently. So there you go. Perhaps reputation precedes.
I'll enjoy that on the train. That'll be good.
Thank you for being with us. And we'll get working. If those of you in the room who do not know, Stratford has just been voted one of the top 10 destinations in Canada to visit this year. So round of applause for that. And the CBC organized that contest. So I'm wondering if perhaps we need to have a contest for yourself, or perhaps your mother, who was also a little bit of a star.
I don't need that kind of competition for my mom. She was on The Voice UK last year. That's good enough, isn't it?
So one of the Reynolds deserves a star in Stratford. So we'll make sure that we get on that and have that happen for you. Thank you. So that is the end of our official program this evening, but the fun is not over quite yet. We are soon to be joined by yet another festival star, Downey Street Collective. They are a local indie band who has worked up quite a following in a short period of time. If you haven't caught on to this yet, we're quite a creative town around here, so we like all forms of arts, and they'll be joining us shortly. Before they join us, we're going to have a bit of music as we, rejoin the bar, check out the silent auction, enjoy the Connect Zone, work to nominate one of your favorite people to be nominated, to be hypnotized tomorrow. I think we should actually put Stuart in a jar somewhere, and I might actually go buy the ticket for that, because there might be some interesting things that come out under hypnosis. But Lots more to come over the course of the weekend. Tomorrow we get underway at 7:30 a.m. for breakfast and 8 o'clock for the program. I will not be with you tomorrow. Our MCs tomorrow are going to be my good colleagues in Rotary, Peter Moranger and Brett Shackleton, so they will be taking care of you tomorrow, but I will be rejoining you on Sunday. Interestingly, Sunday does not start till 8:30, so who won on that one? But it's been a real pleasure being with you tonight, and I very much look forward to the rest of the conference and to meeting many more of you over the course of the weekend. Thanks for being here.